CmdrAleon. Welcome to the show. If you're just tuning in, we're glad to have you with us. And this is going to be a great show tonight here on Encounters. And welcome everybody to the show. Again, this is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, and let's see what's happening here. I'm your uncle. Welcome to the show. Lisa Hernandez, Geo Rocks. Welcome to the show. Everybody out there. Lisa. Everybody, Sunshine Girl. Sheila. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. It's a Tuesday night, and it's good to see everybody here. It's about 11:23 in the evening. Dubs, welcome to the show. Hey, Jody K. Good to see you, Marinette. Everybody coming in. And hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a great day out there, whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. If you missed last night's show, we are a little bit behind. That show will be, hey, Biz, good to see you. My last 3 shows, including last night, will be on YouTube by tomorrow. Lexicon, good to see you, brother. Diane Stadler, welcome. And good to see everybody in here today, tonight, and even morning, wherever you are, or afternoon. Okay, and we do here, I'm the man from Mars, a planet of 10 to 15 million people. I work directly with, and I am part of, hey, Callie, with the Ashtar Command. I have a direct consciousness of galactic consciousness. I have a cosmic Christ consciousness. I work in the human consciousness, so I'm multidimensional in consciousness. There you go. Hey, Cha-Cha. Hey, Catherine. Good to have you with us. If you watched last night's show, you saw something that I am doing more and more now, it seems. I've been activated by the command, and I also can send ships when I deem it necessary to situations based on the story to people that need help. Part of the mission work. Right? So not just your normal UFO talk show host say, oh, this is a UFO show. They're going to talk about spaceships and UFOs and TikToks. But see, I'm different than all these other so-called UFO programs that have a lot of money and they have these big studios and they interview these important people. Nah, I don't need all of that. I don't need any of that. Why do I need that? Why would I want that when I'm already doing what I'm supposed to be doing? The #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. And I have documented on my recordings of my shows people that can tell you, including last night, what I did for them, sending spaceships and Ashtar Command people into their homes and getting rid of negative ETs that were affecting them. We did that last night, And when I do have the show on YouTube from last night, it will blow your mind what I did. What I do is unconditional when I have to do it. There's no ego involved. It's the mission work. You see, that's the difference. The satisfaction I get in helping people is just seeing them be free of negative ET stuff when that happens. Jody K, yes, it was amazing last night. And how people were freed from the negative ETs. Thank you, DJ. Hi. And 2 of the people, Jade, was totally freed of the Zeta last night, who tried to tell me that they had to do what they did to survive. It doesn't work. The Zeta were afraid of me, and they're trying to tell me, oh, we have to do this to survive. No, it doesn't work that way. Never works that way. The Zeta messed up, the Zeta Reticuli system, they messed up. They became too advanced. They got so advanced with their technology, they forgot their human emotions. So they went underground. They changed their physical makeup to look like these people that had, these bodies that weren't even human anymore because they messed up. When you do get to see the show, and I will have it on YouTube, I guarantee I will put it up there by tomorrow morning. You're going to be blown away if you missed it. See, the commander doesn't fool around with stuff like that. When I'm here to bust the matrix, I'm also here to make sure people are free of negative ETs. That's not the only thing about the show. I interview all kinds of people that have beautiful experiences too, people that are documenting spaceship sightings. We deal with it all, the Bigfoots, the fairies. We deal with all the aspects. All the aspects. Hey, Tommy Taylor, thank you. You know, we don't have glittering lights behind us. You know, we're not like, we don't have a turban on our head. We're not shooting a bunch of pendulums dingling down for me here. You know, I don't have cards flipping up in the air, giving you your best reading of when you're going to get married or whether you're not going to get married. Who cares? Like, that's important. What we do here, hey, Kit Kat, what we do here is tell the cosmic truth. What we do here is we talk about disclosure. What we do here is real. If someone's been having an abduction experience, we deal with it. We hit it right on with the person on my show. We help them. We don't let them spend the rest of their lives being abducted. We don't let them spend the rest of their lives there telling a story saying, thank you for your story. You've been a great guest. Goodbye, right? Thank you for telling me that you've been abducted and you're being abducted. It's great to have you on here. Thanks for coming on. I don't do that to people. See, I'm not just a UFO talk show host, because the UFO talk show host who has that suit on cannot do what I do. Cannot even come close to doing what I do. I don't care if they are on the History Channel, Discovery Channel, or the Travel Channel, or any network on cable. I'm fired up. They cannot do what I do. They'll never be able to do what I do. They can't even imitate what I do. And even the imitators can't do what I do. You know? So we have all kinds of beautiful things here too. We have people that talk about their star families. We have people that talk about the fairies, the mer people. It's a real big thing from the galactic cosmic realm. That's what we get into here. We take it to a higher level. A higher level, you know? And if you don't believe any of this stuff, then you shouldn't be here. Why did you come here to watch encounters if you don't believe what's going to happen here? What is happening here? Just because, oh, wow, encounters. Maybe they're talking about UFOs? Man, I'll tell you, only if. See, I see through people. If you're the real person and you truly want to know the truth, you'll be here. You'll stick around. If you're just here to play games, you'll be gone here in 2 seconds. You know, I'm on professional radio for 21 years. I actually do a talk show here for new people. This is not a TikTok game where people yell at each other. We don't have that here. You know, people hitting over their heads over who has the best cheese. Who cares? Whose earth is more flatter than the other person's earth? Who cares? Is that the best they can do? Really? You know, I don't sit here talking about makeup and who has the best glamour kits. Who cares? It's all superficial garbage. It means nothing. You know? Doesn't matter. Thank you, Joseph. So when you watch this show, you're going to get a show that is real. As a matter of fact, you're going to get addicted to this show. And if you're going to be addicted to anything, you're better off being addicted to this show than being addicted to drugs. This is a much better addiction anyway than being addicted to a drug. You're better off being addicted to encounters. And I you know, I don't mind if you get addicted to my show. There's nothing they can do about your addiction to encounters. It's the truth. Hey, Kit Kat. Kit Kat's addicted. We know Kit Kat. Kit Kat is one of our 5. So for people that don't know what's happening, let me lay it on the line for all the brothers and sisters out there. What's going on? Eventually, hey, Pippin Dips, thank you. Eventually, and I'm perfectly fine with it, because our space family doesn't work in time. We work in time. Anderson999 says, I have a UFO just went over my house. Anderson999 says, a UFO. Phil Atkins, please answer my question. Phil, what's your question? I'll try to. Now, hopefully I'll see your question. Unless TikTok filters the question, I will see it. So what is your question, Phil? Let me see if I can see your question. And the person, Anderson, says he had a UFO go over their house. We might just want to bring you up here on the show. Hey, Alicia, good to see you. Commander Addiction, yes. He asked when contact. Oh, you asked about contact. Okay. So we're looking at about a year and a half. We're looking about a year and a half based on what we know right now. Originally, contact was going to be happening in the year 2027 around the world. The timeline has shifted. We're looking about towards the end of 2025, 2026. But don't quote me on this because everything is subject to change. Jessica Jackson, we're going to have you on. I see something. So Jessica Jackson, I'm going to, before I bring a guest on here, there's at least a few people I want to have on here. Jessica Jackson. And Jessica Jackson says that I've had red light floating in the sky for the past 3 days. Interesting. Here's how my interviews work on here. You got to be over 18, no kids on the camera, no smoking of any sort on the camera, no drugs, no drinking, no drunks on my show. Not happening. You got to be over 18, no paranormal discussion, nada. No discussion paranormal, no supernatural, nada. This is galactic, cosmic programming at its best. What else is there? No cursing. Yeah, no cursing. Other than that, you're good. If you follow the rules of the show, you just might get on here. Okay, so we're going to see if Jessica wants to come on here. We're going to invite Jessica on here on Encounters. Hopefully our lighting stays.
Hello, Commander. How are you?
Doing good. Let me reset something here. I have my headset. Acting kind of weird. Okay, I think it's going to work now. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I got the headset working now for some reason. So I just turned the volume up. So tell us where you are. You actually...
Yes, I'm in Western Massachusetts. I'm up in the Berkshires, so we're kind of up in the mountains.
Do you have a Bluetooth on?
I think I have my Bluetooth on.
Yeah, turn the Bluetooth off. I think it's making me... Let's see what happens. I think I'm just coming in echoing on her a lot on her thing.
Better?
Okay, much better.
Okay. You must know more about that than me.
I'm going to bring you down and come back up.
Yes.
There's like an echo.
Yeah.
Okay. This happens once in a while, folks, on my show. I just want to make sure she can come back on without echoing. So let me see. If you'll come back on, I will bring you back on. It's feedback. You don't want to have feedback. So we're going to try to get her back on here, folks. Let me see. I pray that when I press the button, the echo goes away. Please. Okay.
Is it okay?
You're echoing. I'm going to have to deal with it.
No.
Yeah.
Do you want me to close the app and come back? Because I've heard that will help.
Okay, do that.
So I have no problem with that. Okay, I'll be back.
Okay. She's coming back. We're going to hear her story. We will hear her story, folks. This is part of technical life here on broadcasting. So, no big deal. It'll all work out. And we'll have her back on here. She's coming back all the way out, all the way in. I always wear my earpods. It's just what I do during the show. And I just love to wear the earpods. So normally once in a while this happens and we can usually rectify it. So we'll see what happens here. So Jessica's going to come back in and I'm going to ask the Ashtar Command to make sure she doesn't echo. My friends in space, can you help me out here? Can you help me out here with this? No echo. Here we go. Take 3. Okay.
Check 1, check 2.
Oh, good. No echo.
Yay.
Thank goodness. All right. The
Technology,
God is
right?
with us. The technology is with us. So tell us about your story. I find it fascinating about this red thing going on. Can you give some background on what's happening?
Yeah, usually like whenever I'm out in my pool, I'm always looking up in the sky, and when you look to the northeast, there's always something.
Yeah.
I've seen many strange things, but lately there's been like this I don't know, it's weird because I think it's a plane and it's
Huh.
red, like no blue or white lights, and it, will flash occasionally, but it's not. I feel like the normal planes will flash in a persistent like pattern, but this
Yeah.
is like every once in a while. It's not like every 5 minutes or something like that, but
Yeah.
it's been kind of sitting in the sky and then it'll kind of go away. And then I'll just like kind of do whatever. And then I notice it's there again. And I'm like, what the heck is that? So I bring out Sky
Yeah.
View and I'm like, okay, what is it? A planet? Is it Mars? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't. And I'm
Hey,
like,
are you able to bring your camera on? Are you properly dressed to go on camera live?
yes, I'm in my pool, but I am. Let me just see if I can.
Yeah, we'll see. We'd like to get the people on their thing if they're able to do it. So we're going to see Jessica live. She is live, but she's going to be live instead of. Hey, there you go. All
Hola.
right. Hola.
Yep,
So
I'm
this
just
light,
sitting.
are you in a like a? It looks. Are you in a remote area or are you in a like a suburban area? Whereabouts are you?
I am in the Berkshires, so it's like a little bit like we're not a big city at all. We're in the mountains,
Yeah,
so
on the
if you
mountains.
look
Okay,
over
I've
to
been to the
my
Berkshires.
shoulder,
Yeah.
that's where I usually see it coming from that area. And
Oh
that's
wow,
pointed kind
interesting.
of like northeast direction. So if you're going to see like the asteroids or
Yeah.
any of the stuff like that, it comes from that area. So
Oh
it's
wow.
weird that anything I see always comes from that area. So I'm like,
Huh. It could be a portal, there could be a galactic opening in the
I'm
Berkshires.
always looking that direction. So
Well, I'm in Connecticut, so I've been up Route 7 to the Berkshires that way. And when I used to live in up in Terryville, Connecticut, we'd go up Route 8 into the Berkshires that way. So I'm very familiar with the Berkshires.
hmm
It's an interesting area. There's definitely a lot of activity in terms of the history of activity. It
oh,
is a place where there's
absolutely.
a lot of people want to call them UFOs. I call them spaceships that are not Earth-based. So I'm very interested in what that could possibly be. And did this just start happening? These red lights or the red light?
Yeah, it was just like the past 3 days, and I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah,
I want to
um,
like set up a camera too. I've been thinking
yeah,
of, how I could set something up, but I usually shoot with DSLR,
hmm
so I'm
yeah,
not sure if like there's another camera that would like do better just on
yeah,
like a more stretched out basis because that uses a lot
hmm
of like data. So I don't know if
yeah,
a cell
yeah,
phone would be better, like a GoPro or
yeah. You know what you should do? Do you have the C5 app, Dr. Stephen Greer's app, on your phone at all? You know
no,
what
I
that
don't.
is? Oh man, if this is happening, it's like 9.99. It's a one-time thing. If you have an Android phone on Google Play, download the C5 app. Get it. It's like 9.99. There's
Oh,
protocol. There's
yeah,
certain sounds. There's like
iPhone.
different. Yeah, iPhone. It's going to be Apple. Apple has it on there. If you have an
Okay.
iPhone, download it on Apple. There's certain sounds that are used that you'll have to use like a little speaker, like what do they call those? Like speakers that you can have, and you can play the sounds through your phone through the speaker, the separate
Okay.
speaker. And if you do that, you when this is happening, play those tones and see what happens with those objects when you're playing it. But read the
Yeah, it's
protocol.
funny because I don't know if I had mentioned this before to you that I used to my father used to have this huge flashlight, and it was like the most industrial strength flashlight you've ever seen in your life. So I used to shine it up like to the sky and signal the aliens like back, in the day.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
swear I used to get, after I would do that, I would get different like flashes of light and things in the sky. So it's funny because my mother used to point things out to me. We've always lived near the mountains. I feel like mountains have something to do with like
Yeah, yeah.
the alien phenomenon. But
It's called a Bluetooth. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you, the person in the audience. So you use a Bluetooth with a speaker that hooks up to your phone through the Bluetooth and the C5 app. And when you read you're going to read the protocol first, and it'll help you really discipline the communications with these unknown objects. And one of the things I teach people, we have a C5 group here in New England, in Connecticut, called an Ashtar Command C5 contact group. The one thing you want to do is do like a Christed meditation. If you're doing it by yourself, that's fine. If you have one or two other people you trust that are open to it, come, bring them together. But essentially, if you do the protocol, you could actually get an interactive communications going with the spaceships.
so I would love to do that. I do
Yeah,
have friends that are like, more like into the paranormal type of stuff, but I wish they would like venture into stuff with me. But
yeah,
this seems like people these days are more interested in kind of like escaping from reality. So when
yeah,
I try to
yeah.
talk about this stuff, they're like, "Oh, not trying to hear it," and I'm like,
That's kind of funny. And the people that are, obviously some people that are into that other stuff, so we don't get into paranormal, but for people that are, some of them will be open enough to switch. Like, it's funny, some of those people don't believe in the fact that there's life elsewhere, but they believe in their own stuff. Yet
mm,
they have a disconnect. They don't realize, why should somebody believe in your stuff that you say that you swear is true, and you don't believe that there are people from other planets coming to Earth? Don't you think that's a little bit of a contradiction when you're trying to tell people to
absolutely.
believe you? So when you confront them that way, it's like, what do you mean? Well, you don't believe, that there are people from other planets. Why should I believe you that there's somebody in the house right now walking
Mhm.
past you? Really? And then they have to look at and reflect in the mirror and say, oh, what? Oh, really? you know,
It's very
it's
true.
just, it is kind of funny. I've dealt with those people.
Well, I
It
had a
really is kind of
friend, she
funny.
was kind of in like turmoil, and we were talking, and one night I was like, technically God, Jesus, wherever they are, they're aliens. If they're not residing on this planet, the technical definition would be an alien. And she got so upset, but after that, she kind of had an epiphany and opened up to more of a like spiritual, open minded type of thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't like, I'm not trying to ever hurt somebody's feelings, but
Right.
when I tell people my experiences and try to like, talk to them about that stuff, it's like I don't want to push my beliefs on anybody, but
Right. No,
at the same
no.
time, I feel like it was something that kind of hit home for her. So it was
Right.
hard to kind
Somehow.
of
Yeah.
deal with, but
Yeah.
it sparked a big change in the way that she lived her life. So
Yeah. Whatever you did something that triggered her.
yeah, and
And you
that's the
probably
only thing you can do is speak your experiences and try to like,
that's it.
yeah, tell other
You
people
know.
that it could be possible. Keep things open, keep your mind open, and
Yeah.
you never know.
One of the things I teach people is to reconfigure the word alien, which is a popular term on History Channel, like Ancient Aliens and all this stuff.
Mm,
The media really pushes that word. But being that myself, April, and a number of people, we have a group of 5 here, and some of them are on here right now, that are going to be going physically on board a spaceship of our space family. My physical space family, my mom and dad, they passed. They're gone, but my cosmic biological family I just met last year. I didn't physically meet them yet. I am going to meet them. But I have 2 sisters and a brother on a spaceship, and my mother and father. My mother's Luna, my father's Robar. I've not met them yet, but I am going to meet them probably within the next year.
that's
And
awesome.
Yeah,
I
so
know. I
that
wish
that
I had been able to come down to the orchard, but I've been going through it. So,
I know. Yeah, I know. I kind of figured you. I figured, I didn't, I just go with the flow. I know that some people have things that happen. My life has been
mhm.
crazy with the show here. I try to get together even my closest cosmic friends that live in Connecticut, and it's been like a struggle just for when can we get together? It's like
Yeah.
everything is just nuts right now. So yeah,
And I would live in Connecticut. I love Connecticut. I go down to Old Lyme when I would usually go
yeah,
on vacation.
yeah,
Since the COVID, it's been kind of weird, but I still
yeah,
prefer the Connecticut beaches to like anything until you get down to like the Carolinas. But even the
yeah,
Carolina beaches are not as nice. They're like
yeah.
very
No,
shallow. And although I did see some weird stuff when I was down in Myrtle Beach, I saw some weird lights. And
Myrtle
unfortunately, it was
Beach.
very foggy that night. So I
Yeah.
couldn't like see too much. But I was like, I'm seeing some weird stuff like out in the sky, like on Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach has got a history of sightings, which I've over the years have gotten video footage in the last 10 years that I used to. I think I have some of the video somewhere, but people have actually sighted off the Atlantic coast of Myrtle Beach actual really armada of spaceships constantly out there. A lot of
Mhm.
activities going on there. You know,
And wasn't Massachusetts one of the first like states that had the first recorded like alien or UFO like story?
I think it was that. I was also. Not only Massachusetts, but Massachusetts has in the Cape Cod area. There's a place where they have
Yeah.
like a triangle. It's like the Bermuda Triangle of New England, and it really is, folks. There is a triangle in New England. I've never been there. I'm not sure I want to go there. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
That,
actually in the group. If you're on Facebook, there's a group for the I forget what it is, but it's, just search up Massachusetts and Triangle, it'll come up.
yeah. Oh yeah, and there's been all kinds of weird stuff that happens
Mhm.
there. There's been Bigfoot sighted on the ground in the woods there in the Cape.
Yeah, yeah,
It goes that triangle goes right into the Cape into the Atlantic in that area. Uh,
absolutely.
it's definitely a galactic portal, but it's more than that. It's an interdimensional, multidimensional doorway. It's like if you were in the Bermuda Triangle off the coast of Florida or the Carolinas, this is our Bermuda Triangle right here in the United States, right in our backyard in a place called Cape Cod. It's right there.
And if you
It's
kind
in,
of think about it, if you think of Pangea, how it broke off, like that would have kind of been like a center
yeah,
area in Pangea. So you kind of wonder like what had happened like
mm,
millennials ago, like
yeah.
things that we never would have known about. But
Yeah, and actually that place, Jessica, is called Bridgewater, Massachusetts.
yes,
Bridgewater,
yes.
Massachusetts is the center of that triangle in New England, folks. Look on your maps when you get a chance, Bridgewater, Mass, and look under New England Triangle, New England Triangle, and it'll and say or look under Bridgewater Triangle, Bridgewater, Massachusetts. That town is the center of that triangle. Now I've been to the Cape. We've been through that area. One night we were coming home, my wife and I, and let's see, my kid. We were coming home from I don't know if it was Vermont or where we were coming home from. We were coming home from somewhere. I was on this interstate highway, and I thought I was on the right highway going back to Connecticut. And I'm saying, where are we here? I mean, there's like woods here. There's less and less lights. We're on an interstate. I said, what the heck are we doing? Where are we? And we were all like way past where we were supposed to be. We had to turn around. And where we were, I think, was in the triangle, which goes through the interstate system down towards the Cape. So we were driving, and I'm like, what the heck am I doing here? Where are we? And I said, this is getting weird. I said, we're heading down to the Cape. I don't want to go there. I want to go back to Connecticut. I found my way back, but I found it very bizarre that I'm on this road, interstate. There's no traffic. It's quiet. And I'm like, I feel like I'm in another place. I'm going the wrong way, you know? So I lost complete understanding as to where I was. And then I finally came back to Connecticut. So that whole area where we were was in that triangulation what you call
Yeah,
Bridgewater.
and it's all like marshland, like a
It
lot of it's
is.
protected too. So,
Oh yeah, it is. It's very protected. So there's no
yeah, when I
lights
go
and
down to Hawks Nest Beach, it's actually protected land for the hawks. So they've got, their little
yeah,
area, and a lot of it, excuse me, has been kind of flooded over the years. So they
yeah,
make sure it's a sanctuary for the hawks. So,
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it's kind of like the Pine Barrens
Yeah.
in New Jersey,
Oh yeah, that's another
where
weird
it's
place.
yeah, it's all of the
You know.
kind of uninhabitable places that things
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
happen because they know that people aren't around, so they can just like do their own thing.
Right. Do their own
I
thing.
don't
Okay.
blame them.
There's no people here, so we can, we as space people can hide out in the Pine Barrens, or we can hide up in the mountains somewhere in New
Hmm.
England. Are. It's amazing what happens. It's and Jersey for Life is in Jersey. They live near the Pine Barrens. They said. I've heard the
Yeah,
Pine Barrens. I've heard interesting extraterrestrial stories from there over the years, 40 years or whatever.
yeah. There's so
And
much land like around New England that isn't like
it
settled.
really
Like
isn't.
there's no
It isn't
homes, no
settled.
nothing. It's hard to even
We have
get
a,
to unless you like have off-train vehicles. So,
Oh yeah, in any one of the New England states, 5 minutes out of the center of a town, you're at basically people think New England's built up. You go out of
hmm.
the towns in 5 minutes in Connecticut, you're in the woods. If you go in the Massachusetts, the Berkshires, you're in the woods. If you go into Maine, someone said, don't forget about Maine. I've been up to, I used to live in Hinckley, Maine, and I can tell you that when I was in high school up there, which is outside of Waterville, near the Skowhegan River, one night I had a sighting of spaceships or UFOs, and I had some people who were pointing out to it. It made the local regional news on the main news that a state trooper in Fairfield County, Maine, saw UFOs, and they described them. And that same night, where we were in Hinckley, Maine, I was observing objects in the sky with a few other
Nice.
high school students. It was pretty amazing. So yeah, this whole New England area is amazing that we do have a lot of high activity with non-terrestrial craft. I actually tracked the data this year, and we're one of the New England area is one of the higher levels, just like California, of increased
Mm.
activity of what they call non-terrestrial craft. It's pretty amazing, it really is.
Yeah,
A lot of
I've
stuff going
seen
on.
so many things. Even being a child, I remember driving up Route 91, which,
Hmm.
goes up through Massachusetts and
Yeah.
through Connecticut too. So I was heading up, and it was right in the Northampton, right near like Westover, Northampton area.
Hmm.
I would always see something.
Yeah.
And there's like
Yeah.
stories going back to when my mother was a child. She was born in 55.
Hmm.
So I'd say like maybe 62, 3 ish,
Yeah.
where, people were seeing lights all the time. And, they were kind of thinking, like, is it Indian burial ground? Is it, something like that? But
Yeah.
with the things I'm seeing, I believe it was, something out of this world.
Yeah, your instincts know. If anyone out there who's watching the show, when we talk about this, as Jessica's saying, you instinctively know if it's a spaceship from another world.
Oh,
For some
yeah.
reason, your mind's not telling you this. Your mind's going to say, "Wait a minute," but you know instinctively within your own being that, "Wait a minute, I'm looking at a spaceship from somewhere else. That's like some faraway place, and I'm actually looking at it by myself." Some of the best internal sightings are the ones where you're by yourself without anybody
Oh,
around, and
yes.
those are the ones that are really one-on-one communications. It's like they're there
Those
not
are the
because
ones that kind of irritate me, though, because I'm like, I wish I had someone. I wish I had my
right,
phone, someone
right,
to cooperate.
right. But you know what? The beautiful thing is, Jessica, that even though you don't have someone there to, it's like when I was a kid in Long Island in the 60s. And I just went out of the upstairs and I'll never ever forget the stories being dull. And my brother, my mother, father downstairs in the kitchen on a two-level house. And there's a living room downstairs carpeted. And then there's another den area that's not carpeted, hard floor. Then there's the upstairs. And we had My parents' room is you go straight up. They have the big room. You go on the hallway, carpeted hallway. My room, my brother's room. I just go upstairs. I go to my brother's room, and the story never gets old. For no reason at all, I had to go upstairs. I didn't know why I had to go upstairs. Why am I going upstairs? And I go, why am I going to my brother's room? And I open the wooden shades, and in the cul-de-sac, there's a flying saucer hovering right above the ground level of the court. There's four houses in the cul-de-sac. This is a suburban neighborhood, and then out of the cul-de-sac, there's other houses along the road on both sides. And this ship is there with windows, and plainly with my own eyes, I see men and women in light blue space outfits. I always remembered the details of what happened when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I never forgot the story, and they told me straight out that you're not from this world, that we are your cosmic family. They told me that telepathically. They weren't even, it wasn't a verbal thing because they were in a ship. I'm looking out the window at them, and they're looking right at me. I see
Yeah.
the control panel. Their lights are blinking like crazy, like a center light thingy that's going nuts. And they're all looking at me like we love you. You're don't forget you're not from here. We love you. And I never forgot what they said. Never.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
that
they
was
know the people that are like in tune to that type of stuff
yeah
and show themselves to those people so that hopefully we can tell other people,
yeah.
whether they believe it or not, that's on them.
Yeah, and at this point, 30 years later, like 30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, it was less likely that people would come out of the closet and say that they're a star seed, that they feel that they're not from here. But now, 30 years later, the reason why this kind of show exists, and I've been
Yeah.
doing radio for 21 years, is because people now in 2024 are much more open to the possibilities. More people have come out of the closet on my show about their abductions, about positive encounters, about their connections with the Palladians. People are much more open now because they don't have to be afraid anymore. There's a place like this where they can come and finally share their story, which makes this show unique because there's no other UFO show that is actually more open and more reflective of that. Because I'm a contactee, I can relate to their experiences. All these other talk show hosts on YouTube and all these big money shows, they have the studios, but they don't have the relationship. They
Yeah.
don't have a
The
relationship.
first
I
time
have a
I told
relationship.
like a public story was on your show, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
definitely like felt the vibe that you had like seen things and it was a comfortable
yeah.
space to share.
It's like sitting on a couch in a studio with somebody who's listening to your story, like that. Like a psychologist says, sit down in the chair there and tell me your story, and then the psychologist listens to your story.
Hey,
You know.
my therapist, I tell her about stuff because I tell her, I'm like, I see like people that have crossed and I tell her all these things and she's very open minded. Like, I love it because normally they'd be like, oh, you might need some extra help, but like
Yeah.
she's
You might.
analyzed me enough and I'm very honest. So she's
Yeah.
like confident in saying, like, yes, I believe you saw that instead of being
Yeah.
like, well, there might be
Right.
something else going on.
Because she's not being a snob or somebody that is being kind of snobbish about things or anything. She's
Mhm.
being open into a relationship of she wants to know too. She wants to know what's
Yeah.
going on, right? I think
And I
a lot
opened
of
her
people.
mind to like many ways to kind of go at things. Like,
Hmm.
it's funny because we talk about like a therapist, but like a spiritual therapist that would, kind of go into this type of stuff. And there really isn't any. And how are you qualified for that? That's
Right.
like the hard part,
And I've met a lot of people like Bud Hopkins over the years. I don't even know if he's still alive anymore, but Bud Hopkins, I used to go to all these UFO gatherings and conferences, and I met some really crazy people. This one guy I met, I don't even know if it was. It's just this guy. I was doing a TV show called the Intergalactic TV Network. He says, "You want me to get you an alien, one of those aliens?" I said, "What do you mean? I can get you one of those aliens." The guy was crazy. I mean, now when I say someone's crazy, that's this guy was like
Yeah.
saying things I don't even want to repeat. But I said, no, I'm not interested. I walked away from the guy. I said, nope. Took my camera, walked away from him. I said, I don't want to know. Don't want to know. And that was like over 20 years ago. But there's all kinds of people out there. And one of the things I also look at, because I've been involved in this subject for so long, is when I read energy, if the person's going way off the zany world out there where it's not going to be something that I can relate to, I won't get into it because I want real stuff. I want things that are that I can
Yeah.
actually talk about. I want to talk about people's encounters with space people. I want to talk about somebody who saw somebody riding a horse in the sky. I don't care about that. I want to know the
Hmm.
real stuff that's going on, and that I think is important as we get into these relationships of understanding the universe. There's so much out there we don't understand, and there's so much on our own planet in our oceans, on
Oh,
our own world that
yes.
we don't even understand now. Like we think that we're looking for the life out there. Yes, our galactic brothers and sisters are from other worlds beyond Earth, but right on our planet, within our planet,
Oh,
and in
yeah.
our oceans are space people that are living on our planet that we don't even see. They're right here. They're right now. They're right here. But most people don't even realize that we have space people, positive space people living amongst us on the surface world.
Hmm.
They might be, wearing a suit. They might be in an office somewhere. They might be working in a
It might
hospital
be
as a
your
nurse.
chiropractor.
Could be a
No, my
chiropractor.
chiropractor he didn't admit it to me. He admitted it to my mother because they're more of the same age group.
Right.
He's going to be 76 soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, I'm an alien. I'm not from here. And, he's a chiropractor, but he also does Reiki and all this other healing.
Hmm.
And he was doing Reiki on me before I even knew what Reiki was.
Yeah.
And he's such a healer. And I'm like, I wish he would just like be here forever because I'm like, he's
Now,
such a
and
great healer.
now, physically, when you look at his face, does he look like his age or does he look younger?
He definitely looks younger. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And I will be 43 on Saturday.
Oh, congratulations.
And that's why I'm like, I know I'm not from this world because I'm allergic
No.
to everything.
Yeah. Well, you don't even look
Anything.
like you're going to be 43 at all.
No. Thank goodness. But no, I'm allergic to animals, plants, myself. Allergic
You're
to
allergic to
myself.
yourself. That's not a good thing.
So I'm like, I wasn't meant for this planet. But
Uh
when
huh.
I had a past life regression, they were telling me, and this is something that I fully believe in my heart, that I was put here to help people,
Yeah.
to kind of like ease them into whatever's happening and be supportive. And that's what I seem to kind of do and open their
Yeah.
minds at the same time.
Yeah. Someone's asking me, Yu says, how long is the Ashtar being's lifespan? The space people can live to be thousands upon thousands of years old. I've heard stories of this is not unknown. There are space people in higher frequencies of consciousness spiritually that live to be over 50,000, 60,000 years old, and they look to be 30 or 40. Now don't try to anyone figure that out because if you're going to try to figure it out with your mind, you're never going to figure it out. So please don't try to figure that out because you just have to just understand that the universe is
Mm-hmm.
incredible. God created the multiverse, and as we attain higher frequencies of consciousness, our ability to, like the Earth people on this planet, we're never supposed to age. Not there's not any aging. We weren't supposed to be 80 years old and look like we were a bunch of old people walking around with hair falling out. That's not the
Mm-hmm.
way it's supposed to. See,
I've got a couple creases, but most of these
we were,
are from the
yeah,
sun. So
yeah. My
if you've
space
been in the
family,
sun recently, you can tell that it
right?
cooks you.
It cooks you.
So
My my space family, my brothers and my sisters and my brother, they're way older than I am in Earth years, and they look to be 20 or 30 years old on the spaceship.
mm-hmm.
When I see them, they're about 7.5, 8 feet tall. I haven't met them yet, but when I do see them in the next few months or whenever that happens, as I go on the ship, they take me in through a rift. So they open up a rift in the room where I am, let's say in the living room, and the ship is right there. It's like in 2 seconds I'm there, and I will go into a space unit outfit, a space outfit. I'll be able to breathe and everything, and then I will see them, and they'll be a little bit obviously taller than I am, but they'll look to be like in their 30s, maybe late 20s, 30s, but they're thousands of years old. But that's still young. The parents would be a little bit older, but they're still looking younger than an Earth-based human.
Yeah,
So,
that seems where
uh,
I've kind of stopped, is in that like range. Maybe 33. Isn't 33 like the magic number where,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
like that prime age?
But you know
But
what? One of the things I've in my workshops when I teach people, and I shared it from time to time here, everybody who's watching this, is that if you want to control the aging process, I don't know if you will be able to, because I can tell you how to control the aging process, but it doesn't mean you're going to. Thank you, Jordan. And
mm,
it doesn't mean that everyone out there says, "Oh, I'll do it, Commander. How do I do it? How do I control my aging process?" There's a way of
you
doing
must
it.
be in complete denial of being old, is what it is.
Thank you, Jersey. Well, and actually, that's funny. But the way you do it, actually, Jessica, is you have to tell your mind that you can control your mind. Most people let your mind control you, your physical body. Your mind controls your mental state, your physical state. But if you get to learn how to control the mind, that's the secret. If you control the mind, you will control the aging process. Not to say you won't age, but if you start learning how to control the mind at 5 or 6 years old, by the time you're
Mhm.
20 years old, you will look like you're not, when you're 30 or 40 years old, you'll look like you're 20 years old. But until you learn how to control the mind, it's like here, like your mind has a lot of buttons on it, right? One button says, okay, I got to eat some food now. One button says, no, you don't. One button says, now you're going to get old, you're having a birthday. So, we're all conditioned to believe, well, you're now another year older. How's it feel? A day
Mhm.
after you are now 25 years old. You were 24 just 24 hours ago. Do you feel any different a year later? A day
Yeah, that's
later?
why I don't think about it, because then it's like
Right,
out of sight, out of mind, you
right.
know?
So if you believe that when people have a birthday celebration, if you buy into it mentally that I'm now a year older, where did that year go? I'm a year
Mm.
older. See, this is the
Oh, and the
thing.
time is passing so
Right, it's
fast.
passing so
Oh.
fast. I remember when I was 20 and now I'm 75 years old. What happened here? So
And you
again,
don't look 75 either. Like my mother, she's going to be 69 this year. Does
yeah,
not look 69 at all.
yeah,
At all.
no, not at all. So the thing is, I'm trying to tell people there is a secret to controlling the aging process that
Mm-hmm.
our world leaders don't want you to know about. But I'm going to tell you how to do this. I don't expect everyone's going to do it. It's not going to be instantaneous because even if you say, Commander, I believe I can do this, I can control my aging process. Believing you can do it and doing it are two different things. You can say, Commander, I tried for 5 weeks to control my aging process. You told me I can control my aging process. I couldn't do it. What are you telling me this for? Well, I'm telling it to you, but I can't do
Mm-hmm.
it for you. I'm not going to do it for you. Either you're going to learn how to control your aging process of your mental condition of the mind, or you're not. If you let your mind control you for the rest of your life, it's going to make you fall apart. It's going to make you do this, make you do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you tell the mind that, hey, look, I've had enough of this, I'm going to control my aging process. You're not going to tell me I'm having an aging process where I'm getting older. So the next time you celebrate your birthday,
Mm-hmm.
don't believe that you're getting older. Just hey, look, if you want to go out, celebrate and have dinner with people, have a cake or
Yes.
something to make it look real, like you really believe it. When you don't believe
Don't
it,
let them
just
sing the birthday song because that
right.
just makes it too
Tell
real.
tell them that you don't tell them that you don't want them to wish you a happy birthday, because
Mm-hmm.
every time they wish you a happy birthday, that means you have to accept the idea that you're now getting a year older. So now you have to tell them,
True.
no offense, but please do not tell me I'm 65. Please don't tell me I'm 22. Please don't tell me I'm 30. You're now inducing a mental state of thought that I'm getting older. See, it's all about the
Absolutely.
brain. It's right here, folks. If you can control the brain, you can control the aging process. Do you get it? Does anybody get that? I'm giving you information here, folks, from a
And you
galactic
can heal
perspective.
yourself too. Like I need to learn that because I've had asthma, allergies. Like I wish I could heal myself from the allergies, but it's hard. And I know it's like
Yeah,
maybe a conspiracy type thing, but I feel like the trees and plants are revolting against us because we're damaging the planet. And I
yeah,
feel like I'm just very sensitive. So I
yeah.
am more affected, you know?
Yeah, you know, interesting. And I grew up with allergies to everything. I was allergic to cows. I love
Mm,
cows, but I was allergic to cows. Other things they tell me, I said, you gotta be kidding me. As a kid, I took allergy shots for a while. I said, are you kidding me? I'm allergic to everything.
hmm
I hope I'm not allergic to human beings. If I am, then I can't go anywhere.
I know I am. It's crazy. I'm allergic to myself. Like I said, I
Yeah,
had this like rash, and someone was like, well, I went to the doctor and they're like, you need to check this out. And they're like, yeah, for some reason, like it was the soap that I was using was getting me too clean. It was taking like this bacteria away. So my
yeah,
body was like fighting myself to like get that good bacteria back.
yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So there's just so much we don't even know about this planet here. Never mind to like go on to assume that we know what's going on out of this planet, you know?
Yeah, we really don't. Really don't. And
That's why I
that's the
keep my
beauty of
mind open to anything.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing. And I separate, a lot of things in terms of when I talk to people, like I don't ever want to sit down and talk about, paranormal stuff with anybody. I just stay away from it. I set a perimeter for myself, and it's just the way it is. Not that I don't like that person. I just don't. But they usually will respect the fact that I have no interest in going to that area. I just want to stay in my Christ consciousness. I want to stay in my galactic consciousness. There's a place for that. There's probably groups of people that can get together and,
Mhm.
get scared and run around in a haunted house or whatever. That's not my thing. You know what I mean?
But
I have
what
no
do you
interest.
believe about like what happens when we cease to exist here on this planet?
Okay, so we don't really, basically, there's a spaceship. Thank you, Susan. There's a spaceship that exists that has our bodies, our space bodies. So people don't know this. If you're listening to what I'm saying on the show here, there is a you that is in a space body. What does that mean? If you understand the definition of stasis, the body that is your space body is right now existing in stasis. My dear friend Ashtar Athena, who I worked with for many years, who wrote for Sedona Journal of Emergence. She was on BBS radio in California and did a program called The Voice of the Ashtar Command. The first time I heard her talk about, to me directly, that Commander, you have a space body floating in stasis on a spaceship. What do you mean? She says, yes, when you leave here, you go back to your body. It's waiting for you. Your body, your space being body, is in stasis. So many of you here watching this, yeah, it's like a storage container, but your body is in a beautiful space on a spaceship that holds every space body of those that came to Earth on mission here. Your bodies are in stasis. So when you decide to, now you'll have a choice whether once contact happens, you have a choice whether you want to go back into your space body or whether you wish to stay here
Please.
and then eventually, if you want to stay here to finish your mission work or do your spiritual work, you can do that. And then when you leave your physical body here, you go directly back to your body in stasis. Does everybody get it when I talk about stasis? Does everybody understand what stasis means? Do you understand
Yes.
the definition of stasis? Because that's really important. If you don't, let me know. That's really, really important. So
Yeah,
we
it's
all have
funny.
space bodies. Everybody,
Because I've
everybody here.
always felt like disconnected from this meat suit
Hmm.
since I was
Yeah.
young.
I
I'd
call
always
this the
be trying
human.
to like do things that my body wouldn't do, and my
Right.
mind was like, "Yes, we can do this." My body was like, "No, no," but
Right.
I still kept trying.
Right. So this is like, look at your human body, this human body that you're in, man or woman, that this is your human spacesuit to be able to live on Earth. So you're wearing a human spacesuit. You wear it most of the time. But when you eventually leave this planet, you leave your human spacesuit and you go back to your body, which is your space body on the ship, which is in stasis right now, fully perfect. Your body's alive and breathing. It exists, and it's a man or a woman, and you'll go back to that body, and you'll be in your probably spacesuit when you come back into your body that you've been out of for this whole lifetime. And then when you
Yeah,
leave this physical lifetime, you'll go back into your space body.
yeah, absolutely.
Does
Like I said,
everybody?
I've had zero connection with this body since I've had it because it's been nothing but like random issues that have no like
Right.
answer to fix them.
Right.
So it's just been like, yeah, you kind of have to deal with this and that and the other. And it's like, I just don't feel like this is my home because I feel like it
Right.
would be easier to live here if it was, you know what I mean?
Right. And it isn't really your home. You know it's not your home. You
Mm-hmm.
just said it right now. You know it's not you. It's not a feeling. It's a knowingness.
It
I think
is.
a lot of our viewers know that this is not your home. You live on Earth, but you know some of you know that you this is not your home. You
Yeah.
come from somewhere. You come from beyond Earth. You come from somewhere else, way beyond this planet. You know,
And
and
I
it's just
totally
about
believe, like, because I'm very sensitive to like the
yeah.
sun and things like that. So I feel like my home planet probably had like the twilight,
Right.
where it wasn't like very, very bright, but
Yeah.
the sun is brighter than it ever was. Like
Yeah.
the other day, I had come out and, you know, was in the pool, closed my eyes, and I could literally see like the blood in my
Hmm.
eyeballs, in my
Oh
like
my gosh.
eyelids,
Hmm.
because the sun was so bright. And
Yeah.
I've never experienced that. And I've always
Yeah.
been like the type of person to be outside all the time. And I'm like, you know, it was maybe, yeah, probably about 7, 8 years ago that could not drive my car without having sunglasses on anymore. I'd
Hmm.
be like going somewhere and my eyes would start, you know, from the sun would just pour tears.
Right.
And I was like, okay, something's wrong because, you know, being a kid, always being outside, never had that problem. Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's like, it's like burning my eyes. But not
Yeah.
only that, I'm a ginger. So I go outside and I just feel like I'm sizzling under the sun. I know we're supposedly in a solar maximum, but at the same time, it's like, it's crazy
Yeah. It is.
how
It's
like
absolutely nuts.
strong and affected people are by the sun these days, you know?
Well, we're having a lot of intense things. Speaking of the sun, for our viewers, the sun's solar storms have been intense. Last year they built up. This year we've had intense solar storms. Now, from a space scientist's viewpoint, it's incredible to see the aurora
Mhm.
borealis or the northern lights. That's one aspect of a solar storm. Thank you, everybody who's here. So the solar storms not only are affecting us from the atmospheric standpoint, but also yeah. So the solar storms actually will affect us on a spiritual level. So, folks, what do I mean? I mean that you're affected
Mhm.
by the energy of what comes from the sun. When we get a blast of a solar storm hitting the Earth, it's not just affecting us from a interactive point of of northern lights or whatever. It's also affecting us cosmically and spiritually. Meaning, if you know to take the energy from the sun, thank you, Kit Kat. If you take the energy from the sun that's coming to your body, you can integrate it into your body.
Yeah.
It's actually uplifting your physical and cosmically your consciousness is being uplifted. If you don't know how to do that, the whole energy from the sun, every time there's a storm now, absorb that energy. Thank you, Kit Kat. Absorb that energy, and thank you for the heart puffs, JB. Um, you will be able to absorb that energy and increase your vibrational patterns. And this is also really important because as you're doing that, you'll have more of ability when contact comes to be interactive with our space family. When that actually happens, you'll have that ability to be interactive. So the sun has a key spiritual element to it. It's not just a scientific thing. Oh, there's a big solar storm happening. It's going to knock off the transmitter or something. It has a lot more to deal with than this, that.
Oh
Much
yeah.
more, you
And I
know?
remember being a kid and I had gone, you know, Springfield, Massachusetts. I had
Yeah,
gone to the city to like have a night out and I was driving home with my friend and I'm looking up in the sky and I literally thought like it was UFOs beaming lights down, but it ended up being the Northern Lights.
yeah,
And I was like, that's the first time I ever saw it. And it was spectacular. You know, everyone said that this CME that came in was like the strongest we've had, but people couldn't really see these northern lights with their eyes. I mean, if someone wants to chime in that saw them with their naked eyeballs, it's like
yeah,
people were bringing it up on their phone night mode, but that's not the same as your like regular eyeballs.
yeah.
I'm a
No,
photographer, so I know how that works.
you know how it works. You know how it
But it
works.
was so brilliant that night. Like, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, you know, that night when I had gone I don't know if you've heard of Poet Seat Tower in
Yes, a
Greenfield.
little bit.
Like, yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
little tower, and it's on top of the mountain. So I had gone home, picked my mom up because I was like, "There's something crazy going on."
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, "You got to come up and watch it with me." So we went up there, and after the northern lights kind of settled down, we saw some like weird things jetting across the sky. So,
Yeah, see? And of course, in an area where that's kind of remote too. So yeah, there you go.
oh yeah, and I feel like they were probably more active because they kind of knew what was going on. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
it's the
Jessica,
energy.
I want to thank you for spending time on here with us. And we got it.
Yes.
We helped, I think we helped a lot of folks. I think they enjoyed our interactive information, your story about those lights. Definitely download that app. I want to see what
Yeah,
happens, you know?
definitely. Send me a message just in case I like
I will.
don't
I will.
remember.
With all my crazy stuff going on, people messaging me, I will remember to
I'll show
respond to your
my age
message.
when I have to make notes.
Hey, everybody, thank Jessica for being here. You've been a great guest. And when we do
Oh,
another
thank
C5,
you.
we'll let you know when our next local C5 is happening. You'll definitely know. Hey, thanks, Jessica.
Oh,
We
you're so
appreciate
welcome.
it.
And thank you, Commander.
Always, always. All
And
right,
have an
Jessica.
awesome holiday.
Oh
Enjoy.
yeah, yeah. If I get taken on a spaceship, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
On a spaceship of our Ashtar Command, to be more direct. But
Tell them to pick
any
me up next.
all right,
Come
we'll
by
have to
and
make.
snag
I'll
me.
have to have I'll have to have a discussion with those folks. All right. Hey, take care.
Yes, we'll see you
All right.
later.
All right. Take care. Bye bye. All right. That was Jessica. That was Jessica. We want to thank her. And we have another guest coming up. And let me go backwards. Jennifer. Jennifer's coming up here. And we're going to have Jennifer on here. She actually had a sighting at the universe where, hey, it's working. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, how are you?
We're doing good. And yourself?
I am really good. I'm really
Can you
good.
go on? Can you go on camera like Jessica did? Are you able to use a
Yeah,
camera?
I
Okay, I
believe
want to
so.
get everybody if they can on camera. It's a better feeling to see a real person on screen. We do these shows anyway. And everyone, you're watching Encounters. Hey, there you are. Welcome, welcome,
Hello.
welcome. Good to have you with us. So, whereabouts are you? And you just talked about having a UFO sighting.
Yes. Well, besides you, I have a bunch of friends that are all into alien or ETs and spaceships, UFOs. They look for them every night, and and I was on a live. I think there was like 50 people, and
Wow.
yeah, we all did a meditation together. And after the meditation, I usually come outside and look around the skies to and say hello and come and see me and stuff like this. And but last night, I stepped outside and I wasn't really thinking about it, and I looked over to the right side, like going west. East.
Yeah.
Sun rises in the east, right? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, 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 right. I think it
Going
still does. Yeah.
east, and and so I look up in the sky, and I see all this. I see black dots, like two black dots, and I'm like, no, that has to be my eyes. So I'm blinking, and I still see the black dots, and I don't know what they are. So I look over to the north, but straight
Yeah.
up, and I see a star, and brighter than the star, um, and probably closer to the earth,
Hmm.
I see a light, and it's not blinking like an airplane or anything. And I'm
Right.
just looking at it like, what the heck is that? And I think to myself, oh my gosh, could that be my friends? And so it's slowly going like near the star a little bit, but you
Yeah.
know the perception is not what it is. But
Right.
and then it just faded away.
Interesting. And
Yeah,
do you ever get a feeling, Jennifer, when you have these sightings, when you see these spaceships, whether they're closer in the atmosphere, do you have a sense like, okay, I'm now looking at you? Do you feel like they sense you're looking at them?
I think they did. I think yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think
Be-
they knew I was looking at them.
Yeah. Because the reason I said, because when I've ever had sightings by myself, usually it's like, okay, there's got to be a sense that we're having some sort of a relationship, and those space beings in the ship are looking at me through some monitoring system, and I see them. And that might last for that mutual visual relationship for maybe 10 or 15 minutes until they just disappear and go away. But I've heard
Right.
so many stories about these situations like you're talking about where you see these things and you're saying, well, you're all by yourself when you see them. There's something going on here. Like you're supposed to see them, and they're saying, like, hello, here we are. We just want to stop by
Yeah.
and say hello for a minute. We got more important things to do, but we're stopping by to say hello to you, Jennifer.
Yeah.
You know?
And I did have one more encounter back in I want to say it was 95,
Yeah.
and I was on my way. It was midnight, and my boyfriend was with me at the time, and we were driving to Vegas, and we were, I think we were in the middle of mountains. I know
Hmm.
there was a mountain on my side, but I
Okay.
don't remember if it was. I don't remember the other side, what the other side looked like. But
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I saw this green light hovering over the mountain. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm slapping my boyfriend, wake up, wake up, wake up. Do you see
Yeah.
that? Do you see that? And I said, what is that? He said, well, it's a green light.
He says the green light. Wow. Good observation, boyfriend. You're
Right?
saying you saw a green light. Do you
Yeah, it
have
was
any other
big
thing
too.
besides the green light? What do you think it is? Just a green light? What is it?
I didn't think it was just a green light.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just saying your boyfriend though. He just said green
Yeah.
light. He had no clue what you were talking about.
No, he didn't. And it didn't last very long.
Yeah.
But it lasted probably a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the best sightings though over the years I found was in where I am here in the 1980s. It was a big deal. There were two books written about the Hudson Valley UFO sightings. The whole region, New England, Connecticut, Connecticut and New York State, Westchester County, upper lower New York State, these sightings would happen. And I was coming back at the time. There was no internet. There was nothing, no TikTok. We had cell phones, but there was no Facebook or any of this stuff. And I'm coming out of a reggae club, folks, in Connecticut, in a place called Naugatuck on Rubber Avenue. There's this shopping plaza with a thing called Stop and Shop, which is a major supermarket chain. But back then in the 80s, it was not a huge, it was just like in this plaza, this market with this Stop and Shop. There was a McDonald's across the street from the light going out of it. And then this Rubber Avenue past the shopping plaza goes into the woods, into a place called towards Middlebury, Connecticut. It's all wooded area. And then there's the interstate highway
Mm.
that goes under the thing. So as I come out of setting up albums back then, I had all these reggae albums of roots music, and I'm getting ready to leave. And then I hear a voice in English saying, look up. As I'm walking out, it tells me to look up. And clear as day, I hear the words in my consciousness, look up. I look up and I see a huge spaceship about 2 football fields in length hovering over a condo complex. There's the McDonald's on the lower level. There's the woods. There's the complex of condos or whatever, all the way on top of this hill. And then I see this spaceship, 2 football fields in length, hovering about 1,000 feet above the complex. That night, I had a Ford Tiempo at the time. I remember exact details of everything. I ended up calling the local ABC affiliate and telling them what I was seeing. And so the woman on the phone reads me a script and says, "Oh, that's a bunch of pilots flying information. Are you kidding me?" So this lady is telling me a script. I said, "You're in New Haven at a TV station in a answering place, telling me what I'm seeing." And I'm telling you, what I'm seeing is a spaceship about 2 football fields in length. I can almost touch it. I said, you need to tear up that piece of paper that you're telling the public a bunch of lies. I'm sitting there watching this thing for 30 minutes. All right. I don't leave the parking lot. I don't have any way of documenting this at all. There's no YouTube or TikTok or something where I can stream live and show people it. There was nothing. And when I was watching this craft, it was spinning around. It had tubular bottoms. I remember things like definitively, I can remember every detail of the spaceship. The thing had these huge tubes, these bottom tubular bottoms, the four parts of them coming together to a central light. There were all kinds of blinking lights on it that were going nuts. The thing was staying there for 35 minutes, spinning slowly and staying stationary as it was spinning. It shot out two lights. One light was orange, one light was kind of yellowish. It did some sort of geometry in the sky above me, above the shopping plaza. And the sky was doing all these different things. It was like, I'm looking at this thing, what is going on here? Like, I'm trying to figure out what it's trying to tell me, what they're trying to tell me. I can never figure it out. I didn't have a way of taking a picture of it. I couldn't videotape it. So that part of it, I wish I had. I wish we had this technology in the 1980s that we have now. I wish we had the YouTubes and TikTok. I could have documented this, but I've documented it mentally in my head. I can tell this story. Every single person I ever see, I can tell this story. I have a photographic memory. I know every detail of the spaceship. And it was the biggest ship I've ever seen. The biggest ship. And this thing blew my mind. That of all the sightings I had, including the encounter as a kid, when I saw a flying saucer with the space people in it hovering outside the window of my cul-de-sac, that would be the other biggest thing that ever happened in my life. And so those were the two biggest events. But the one in Naugatuck, when there was a major UFO conference in Connecticut that a UFO enthusiast put together at a condo complex in a place called Woodbury, Connecticut, I was invited to speak in a panel. We had the state director from MUFON, myself, a crop circle researcher, and I think two other people. I asked people in the audience when I got to speak, is anybody here in Connecticut seen this so-and-so spaceship object on a certain date? Half the people in the room, we had over 100 people in the room from all over the state and some people from New York State. They raised their hands and said they saw it. Exactly what I was seeing. I was right, the closest one to see it. I was right on top of the spaceship looking at it from a parking lot, a desolate parking lot, right before the wooded area. I got in my car, and before I see the ship starting to move. I go in the road to take the back road to try to follow it, but I lose it because there's too many woods. I couldn't follow it. So I turned out of the woods and came back past the shopping center and went home. But I was trying to follow this ship, and I couldn't follow it. I knew it was moving to the northwest, but it was too wooded for me to see it anymore. So I just didn't pursue it,
Yep. I wanted to show you. I have, how can I go? I have I have hair wraps, and they're wrapped with copper. And then I have my little friend on it.
That's your little friend? Oh, okay.
A little charm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your friend keeps you company. There you go.
That's right.
Well, I'll tell you, Jennifer, I want to thank you, man, for sharing.
Alien Jen.
The Alien Jen. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you got the good energy going for you, and I think when contact happens, I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. People just have to be patient because we have Saturday night is our contact night with our Ashtar Command Q&A, just to let people know who are not used to my show. We do a special show with the Ashtar Command, and we'd love you to join us on Saturday nights, folks. That's our dedicated show towards Ashtar space, our space sisters and brothers. So yeah, definitely. Hey, Jennifer, thank you for being here. We appreciate you so much for coming on live, and keep us posted. If you see anything interesting out there, let us know. All right.
Right on. I love you, Hopi Love. Thank you, Commander.
always, Jennifer. Always. So we appreciate that. Everyone give a round of applause for Jennifer. And it's a good thing, It's a good thing, folks. Let me see what's going on here with this thing here. Here we go. And we want to thank Jessica, Jennifer for being here. It's kind of interesting how each night is different on this show. So it goes all over the place, this show, as you know. So I welcome everybody here. And if you have a story to tell, if you've been contacted directly by positive space people, if you've had encounters with Bigfoot, fairies, if you've had mer people that you've contacted in real life, we want to know about it. We want to hear your stories. If you've been documenting regularly some really interesting UFO sightings in your country, in your state, wherever you are, we want to hear about it on Encounters. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, and you're live here all over the world, the #1 show right here on social media. So we're glad to have you with us. We don't have any apple cider right now. We're out of it, but we'll get another gallon tomorrow. Oh, okay, Jessica, take care. Enjoy, and have a good 4th of July weekend coming up. Madeline says, I see the ships hovering every day. Hey, Hollywood. So we're going to, Madeline, if you want to come up and you can go on camera, I'm going to invite you up here to talk about the ships you see every day. If you decide to come up here, just turn your camera on as Jessica and Jennifer did. And it's a little camera icon. So if you want to come up, you can. We'd like to hear your story. She says, Commander, I see the ships hovering every day. And if you bring your camera up, that'd be great. Or turn the camera on, I mean.
Do I have to have the camera on? I just woke up.
Don't worry about it. If you just woke up, I'll save you from having to deal with that. So you're good.
Thank you. No, thank you for letting me up. We have been knowing each other for
a long time, yes.
For a long time now. Oh, not so long, but for me,
yeah,
it's a long time.
For a while.
Yes.
And tell us about you seeing these spaceships.
Yes.
When did that start happening?
I live very near the woods, and I have gained my gifts because when I was a child, I thought I saw some spaceships and some stuff coming into my mother's kitchen, but it's me. I have the gift. I can see through walls and through roof because I have gained it back. So now I can watch the sky and I see everything because it's appearing to me. It's I can see the camouflage and everything. It's a gift. I can't explain it, but we are a few that we are called the Sky Watcher, and they have the similar gift that I have. So it's not any strange.
Do you think that gift is because you're fully activated?
I think so.
When did you start seeing through walls and stuff like that? Can you tell me?
It happens about 1.5 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, and I have feeling like I have been ascended a few times also because some orb energy coming down and exploded over me when I was in my sunbed and taking a sunbathing, and I was I was lifting from my chair a couple of centimeters. It felt like that anyway, but after it I felt so light and happy, and it was amazing. It was like euphoria.
So do you feel, Madeline, that I'm getting a feeling about you now that we're talking here? I feel that you have been in contact with positive space people, actually.
Yes, it's both. It's both because now I'm cleansing my home from the bad entities because they're trying to get me also, but I'm cleansing them away because I reached out for help, but then I was told that I don't need the help, it's the magnetic felt is keeping the bad entities away so they can't come through to our...
What is keeping them away? Did you say, just so my audience knows?
Some kind of magnetic field around the world, the blue magnetic field, so they
blue
can't
magnetic
come
field.
through.
Interesting. So you haven't. So you're not having negative encounters now, right?
No, because I have told them that they they can't claim me because they tried to say they did, and I say no, I'm not belonging to you, because he's mixing with my phone and he's playing on Spotify and try to make me in love, and he shows so many faces, and I don't know if I'm manipulated, but I see me when I'm in Cairo as a cat, and I'm talking to a big bird with a big beak, and he shows me so many things, and he shows me all the animals in the woods, and they are crying, and I started to say, oh, you shouldn't eat your sisters and brothers. So now I haven't eaten meat for 1.5 weeks.
I was going to say, I mean, I know you don't need any help, but when I hear that story, if you've watched my show and you know what I do, that I can actually send a spaceship.
Yeah, and
over
that's
there.
what I wanted to have the help if it's something here, because it smelled burn in my wall 2 days ago, and I actually saw the red dots, like it was you could actually see the red dots and how it was so hot in the wall.
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of like red light, and you feel the heat. And when it tries to push through to make themselves visible, it starts to smell, and they burn my grass outside. So I'm going to put my camera on, but I'm not going to show my face, but I'm going to show the grass.
And I will, if with your permission, now that I know this part of your story, I would like to go in Ashtar Command mode and help you if you let me do it.
Absolutely.
Because it sounds like these are really negative, nasty.
Yes,
negative
and
ETs.
They shouldn't burn my grass if it was good entities or.
No, they wouldn't do that.
So I'm going to do like this. Wait a minute.
Folks, if you're watching this show, I'm going to do something for Madeline that I did for Jade and for Ghost last night.
Can you see the dots?
I don't see anything. I just see you're still without the camera live. I can't see a thing.
I can see.
I can see you in your picture. I don't see anything other than you. You're not. Okay, now I can see. It's daytime. I can see. Oh, the burned areas. I can see that.
It's like a 3 spot, and it was like
3 spot area.
Yeah, and then it was 1 spot here.
Okay.
And there's nothing else. So it's
right. So they've tried
very intense energy.
So I'd like to help you.
Yeah, it would be great, and I can show you where they are. It's just up here. I see the portal and everything.
The portal's over there?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. For people that have known me on this show, you know what I can do. I've talked about it before. Yeah. You know what I do is real. I work with the Ashtar Command, which are Christed beings of light, and nothing of a lower vibration can beat us. There's no way. Yeah, we'll just deal with them, and they'll be zippo. They'll be gone. So here's what we're going to do. Now that I know this, because I didn't really know this, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in and release out of your nostrils 3 or 4 times, or until you feel completely relaxed.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to do this thing.
Yes.
Again, this is part of my mission work. It wasn't part of my mission work when I first came on TikTok, but I've been downloaded the ability to do this, and I've got to do this,
I just want to say why I know this is not the best energy, because it's starting with the feet and it's coming up to your private parts, and I start to try to get your bad energy. So that's why.
Really? Okay. So we're going to definitely nip this in the bud, cosmically speaking.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm glad you're here. We're going to make sure this never, ever happens again. So right now, the commander is going into Ashtar Command mode, and I don't do any rituals. I'm in that mode right now for you. So what we're going to do is have you close your eyes. You're going to breathe in and breathe out of your nostril a few times until you're totally relaxed, mind, body, and so forth, until you're totally relaxed.
Yes.
And just take your time. When you're relaxed, let me know.
Yeah, I'm very relaxed.
Okay. That's always the first step. The second thing we're going to do is, whereabouts are you located, specifically or generally speaking?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you located?
I'm in Norrköping in Sweden.
You're in Sweden. Okay. We're going to send one of our Ashtar ships to that area of Sweden right now. And they're going to be about 30,000 feet above your location. The ship will be cloaked. We're going to send about 15 Ashtar Command people on the ground level. You will not see them, but you're going to eventually feel their energy. When they come on the ground level, whatever those beings are, those negative ETs, they're going to also know that they're Ashtar Command there. They're going to start being a little bit afraid.
Okay.
They're going to be afraid. So I want to help you here. I'm going to have 5 of the space people come close to you. The other are going to clear the perimeters. They know where the portal is. They're going to deal directly with those beings. And the Ashtar Command is going to quarantine them and send them back where they came from and close the portal. There's going to be no opening anymore.
I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna nip it in the bud right now. I want you to just relax, keep your eyes closed. Mm-hmm. I want when they come towards you in your home, 3 of them are going to go into all areas of your house to clear all the energies. Any kind of non-seen objects these space beings, these negative beings put there, are going to be destroyed.
I'm so happy. Thank you, because they are hovering over my house.
They're not going to be hovering much longer when we get done with them. So right now we're doing the house area. We call it a cosmic cleansing of all your rooms. Do you have like a basement area?
No, it's it's one flat area.
One flat, okay. Yeah. Well, they're clearing all the energy on the inside, outside of the flat. Okay, so 2 of them are coming close to you. I want you to keep your eyes closed. In the room you're in, they're clearing the energy, but you're going to feel an energy difference in a minute. They haven't even touched you yet. They haven't touched you yet. But now...
No, but I feel energy here. It's so intense.
Yes. They're human beings. They're about 7.5, 8 feet tall, a man and a woman. It seems to be that's the way that the command likes to do this. One's going to touch your neck area. The neck seems to be an opening for doing some work. These are medical people. In a sense, they're different than Earth-based medical people, very advanced. And one's going to touch your head, where your forehead is. In about 2 seconds, please. When the woman touched the neck area, the gentleman, please work on the forehead area. They're going to work on your consciousness too, and on the etheric and the physical level right now. So let me know when you feel like you're being touched. Take your time. Let her know that you're there, folks. I mean, let her know, the man and the woman from the Ashtar Command. Let her know.
Yes, they are so welcome. So I'm going to just
relax. When they touch you, you'll know. The one on the neck, when she touches you, I'm touching my neck, so I'm asking her to do the same thing for you. It's going to be an activation, and the man is going to touch you on the forehead. You're going to feel a different energy.
I feel something.
Yes. Where do you feel it?
I feel it in my neck. Now in my forehead.
Okay. All right. They're working. They're going to work on your energy. They're going to clear stuff out of your physical body that these negative ETs are instilling in you. They're going to clear all that out. It's going to be all cleared out. Yeah. You're going to be, the Ashtar Command is working. 1 man and 1 woman, they're working on your physical body and on your, hey, April, and they're working on, and they're also, the other commanders are working on your house to clear all the negative energy from those ETs that were trying to interfere with your life. They're clearing the whole thing out. We're doing a clean sweep right now. And
I'm filled with gratitude. I'm so...
Yes. The portal that's on your property in your backyard, the command's going to close that portal up. They'll never be able to come back. They're also dealing with those negative ETs that were doing what they were doing, and they're sending them away from the planet Earth. They will no longer be able to come here. They're sending them back from wherever they came from, the origins. They're going to be blocked out of your whole area. They'll never be able to come back. They're never going to be able to do anything to you anymore.
That's so fantastic, because this has been so hard for a couple of days now. They have been so intense. They make me so nauseous and
no, that's no good. No, that shouldn't happen. So you're going to feel a lot better. Matter of fact, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I feel so much confident and much happier, and everything
much
feels
happier.
so much easier.
And
I'm
you should.
so happy I reached out.
Well, you're not going to have any more problems. I will guarantee that. It's part of my mission work now, not just to do the show, but my Ashtar downloads have incorporated helping people that have had these abductions by ETs and these experiences. I have to take action, and I do it on the show, and I do it to help everybody unconditionally. And there's a lot of love here, and I want people to realize that you don't have to have that happen to you. If you have negative ETs trying to stop you from living your life, or having the ability to be at a higher vibrational level, I will always, when I hear stories like this, take action and help you. And so you are definitely, we're actually going to keep the space people with you for, give me a minute. They'll be with you till Friday of Earth time. Friday of Earth time. I had to think about this for a moment. So on Friday will be the last day they'll be there. They will make sure that there is a invisible bubble of light around your home, and they're putting an invisible bubble around your body that will protect you always from anything. It will repel any negative energies of ETs that are trying to interfere with you. They won't be able to do it anymore, but they're putting an added protection around your etheric body that will protect you from any other interference.
I'm so grateful. I mean, big gratitude. Thank you so much.
I thank you.
Such a relief. Because it's too much now. I see the realm and everything. So this was just something I needed to get rid of.
No, I believe you. I believe you. Madeline, we love you, and you're very much loved, and you should never feel any more like, I know you've told me about it in comments. I didn't focus on it too much, but because I was able to focus now, because I get so many messages, I was able to help you, and you're going to have be able to sleep and have beautiful dreams. You'll have contact with your star family, and you will not have interference from these other beings ever again. I promise you.
Thank you so much. Much love.
Much love to you too. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So Madeline, thank you, and you're a blessing. And I want you to say, before you go, I have to do this. I always have to remember to do this. I want you to say this 3 times. I am a Christed being of light.
I am a Christed being of light. I am a Christed.
Go ahead. You do it.
Yeah. I am a Christed being of light. I am a Christ of being of light.
And then say this: I will never, ever again be attacked by negative ETs.
I will never, ever again be attacked by negative ETs.
Because I am a Christed being of light.
Because I am a
Christed being of light. There you go. All right. You did it.
Thank
you did it.
Thank you.
I'm really, really happy for you. You did it.
I'm happy too. I'm so thrilled. I'm excited now when you've done this for me. I feel like I've got new power back.
Yes, you're a beautiful being of light. You are.
I feel so I'm starting to high vibrating just right now.
Yeah, you're going to be vibrating through the roof after this.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Madeline in Sweden, thank you. I'm glad you came up, and I'm glad I was able to help you out.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank her for being here. You've been great. And I'm going to let you down. You'll still be here, but I'll let you down. And let's see what's happening here. If anyone else wishes to share any stories or come up, certainly. I'm saying hello to my sister April. April, good morning. It's almost 1 a.m. Good morning, April. Up in my beautiful state I love up there is Vermont. So we're glad to have her here with us. And we'd love to have people share their stories with us. Definitely. You have to be over 18. No kids on the camera, no vaping, no smoking, no drugs, no drunks, no drinking, no cursing, no paranormal discussion. I think I covered most of that. Thank you, everyone who's here. And you're watching Encounters. We want to get to 100,000 Yaya Spirits. Welcome to the show. We need everybody to tap on the screen. See, when you tap, you make the hearts happen. When you make the hearts happen, it makes my totals go up. So I'm only at 59.9 right now, but if everybody taps, 249 people around the world tap on the screen. If you tap really quickly, you can increase the numbers on my screen. See, on the top right, there's a thing below my name, and it says 60.8, 61. I'm looking at those numbers saying, with all these people on here, how come I'm only at 61? Why aren't we at 100,000 already? But if everybody collectively taps, and you tap really quick, we'll get it up there in like 10 minutes, guaranteed. See, I'm interactive. I want my audience to be interactive. This is the beautiful part of the show. Even if you never get on here and you're not talking with me, you can still do it, Whoops, swiped out before I ever came in. Hey, Yaya, good to have you with us. Good to have you with us. And we're getting towards the 4th of July weekend here. We really are. So it's good to have everybody here with us. Wherever you are, you're not too far. It's now roughly about 12:59, 1 o'clock in the morning. And we'll do a few more interviews here. We should have more apple cider tomorrow. We're out of apple cider. So I'm drinking clear water tonight. Muhammad's power, peace and power. Peace and love. We can't forget the love, right? Good to have everybody with us here. Wherever you are, you're not too far. I appreciate all the gifts. We have 5 hats that were taken. I have 6 more hats in the mustache, so I need people to take them. Yeah, I ran out of the apple cider, but I'm okay. I'm not having any withdrawals or anything. I'm doing good. The commander's doing pretty good right now. Tahar, username. Thank you, Yaya Spirit. Tahar to you too. Tahar. See, when I get a hat, I have to say that word. It's like automatic. Whenever I get that hat, traditionally the commander has to say that word. So yeah, if you see that hat, you'll know why I'm repeating that word. There's a meaning behind it. Yeah, Tahar, Yaya. There you go. I'm a professional talk show host using the word Tahar, which is an actual thing off planet. It's actually a thing called the Tahar, in case you didn't know. But now you do know, so there you are. And our space family watches us here. Yaya Spirits, thank you for the roses. They watch the show from a monitoring screen on the spaceship. They do. Yep, that's what they do. Tahar, everybody. I could have been a contender or an actor or something when I was a kid, I think. But I chose to just go a different route, But I do have a sense of Tahar honey. That would be interesting if we had Tahar honey. Like, how you have bees honey? But if we had Tahar honey, I wonder what that would be like. Definitely a singer. Yes, we can sing. We definitely could sing. Thank you, my moderators, for doing your utmost to keep everything running beautifully here. We appreciate it. And we love everybody out there. You know, we're glad you're all here. It's good to have everybody here with us. And we're going to see who has any story. How many people have not answered the question before? For all the new people, how many people out there are having direct contact with space people? Like, meaning physical contact with your space people, not in a dream state, but in the real state. How many people would like to come out of the closet and tell their story? So if you had contact with space people, I would like to hear your story. Anybody out there? I know there's somebody out there. Don't be quiet now. We won't bite. You'll be treated with respect if you come out of the closet and share your story. You might tell me, oh yeah, I've had a contact with the Palladians for 5 years now. I have no idea. You might not have had any contact yet, but that's okay. You eventually will. It'll eventually happen. And you will. Cam, R, Han, you will eventually. Everything happens in time, you know. It's like, you know, when you go to a beach and the waves come in, one's a small wave, one's a big wave, one's a small wave. Everything will happen in time. You just have to be patient, meditate, focus, and eventually you will have contact sometime in your life. You know, there's no rush. You know, if someone has contact for 10 years and somebody else doesn't, it's okay. I think I might have when I fell asleep and may have seen a little gray just before I fell asleep. Interesting, sweet peas. I'm just reading comments here. We're at 81,000. I know we can do this if everybody taps, every single person taps a username. Thanks for joining us. We can get up to 100,000. If everybody taps, we're that close. We're at 81.4. I've had 5,000 people on my live here since we went live tonight. A total of 5,000 people since we went live about 11:15 or 11:20, whatever it was, in the evening on the East Coast. Do we remember if we have contact? Because I feel like I have, but memories are faint. Amber, you probably did have contact. You just, like I said, if you meditate and go into inner meditation, you can ask questions, you can reflect, and maybe some of that information will come back to you. It's very possible. And remember, Saturday night is Ashtar Command contact night. So that's Saturday night with myself and April. That'll be Saturday evening at 11 right here on Encounters. We're at 86.3 right now. I'm just looking at all the people that are here, and we're up to 87.4. I'm tapping away. Good, Greta. We appreciate that. Yeah, Spirit. Thank you for the hard hat. We just reached our goal for tonight. We just did. Now we have to set a new goal. What better way than to bring back the hat? What better way to do it? And that's one of my audience's favorite hats is the hat, the brown hat. And I hear the trains going by like crazy tonight. It's a night of trains. We're at 92.6. Oh, thank you. We just achieved our goal. That's really good on the roses. Thank you very much. We appreciate the rose goal. Thank you, Nora. We're almost at 99. We're at 93.8. Everybody tap. Everybody tap. That means collectively, all of you. If 230 people tap on the screen, the heart will happen. The heart is what gives me higher numbers. Everybody follow me, follow each other, but everybody tap. We're almost at 100,000. Almost there. I know we can do it, folks. 96. We'll be there in a few minutes. There we go. We're almost there. I'm watching the numbers. We had 5,200 people watch the show now, and thank you for the roses. Thank you for the sunglasses, Zora. I appreciate it. Doing well, Jennifer. The family's doing well, absolutely well. And we hit 100,000. Thank you, everybody. Paranormal. Thank you for the roses. All right, folks. I think we're going to call it a night. This show will be on my YouTube channel. I have now 4 shows I have to download on YouTube. So give me a couple hours tomorrow and I'll have all the shows up, including tonight's. I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Tar Mustache. Yeah, Spirit. I want to thank you all for being here. You've been a great audience. And this is Encounters. We are the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Tune in Sunday mornings, 11:30 to 1 on WESUFM.org, NPR Pacific Radio for the Cosmic Eye, Ashtar Command Radio. If I speak any faster, you might not understand me, so I'm not going to do that. And we'll hear more of your stories tomorrow night on another edition of Encounters, a show that's out of this world. Take care, everybody.